don't know the power of the dark side.
I'm not a baby, I'm a man. I am an anchor man.
Is this a kissing book?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Because the giddiness is out of the bottle. Okay.
Hello, welcome along to Just Like in the Movies, brought to you by GK Media Ltd in partnership with iCinema Galway. It is episode 3 of series 4, joined as always by our amazing, by our brilliant, even though they slag me a lot off screen, Lisa Tracy.
Hello.
And Dave Coyne.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, etc.
Etc. We are looking at Hotel Mumbai, The Goldfinch, and Ready or Not. We will also be talking about some upcoming movies in cinemas nationwide as well that we are really, really excited about. First up, though, let's take a look at The Goldfinch.
In Amsterdam, I dreamt I saw my mother again. Same beautiful pale blue eyes.
This is the one I was talking about.
When I lost her, I lost sight of any landmark that might have led me someplace happier.
You're the boy, aren't you? The boy whose mother was killed.
There you go. That's a clip taken from the movie The Goldfinch from Cork director John Crowley, who brought us Intermission and Brooklyn with Saoirse Ronan, which is his last movie that he directed. And I actually thought we would have been mentioned Intermission as a great Irish movie last week. I remember that opening scene with Colin Farrell just had everyone gasping in the audience. We didn't expect that from a performance like that from Colin Farrell at the time, because he was very much...
I always expected that performance from Colin Farrell at the time.
Did you?
Yes, he's wonderful.
Yeah, but he was always the kind of the good, clean guy to a degree.
Yeah, he was against type. But and yes, Intermission is certainly a great Irish film, but just wasn't on our radar last week. We were thinking of Oscar contenders, but that is it is certainly a great movie.
But John Crowley, great cast in Brooklyn and a great cast again in The Goldfinch. What did you make of it, Dave?
Basically, it's a kind of a flashback, flash forward, 50-50 kind of movie between a young man and the older version of himself. And it's basically the story of a little boy is in the museum with his mother, and there's an explosion which is completely ancillary to the story. There's no explanation of why, or it's just a terrorist explosion or God knows what. And his mother dies in this explosion, and there's dust and confusion. And he wakes up, he's alive, and there's confusion. They're in this fabulous art museum with all these priceless pieces of art, and one of them is this painting called The Goldfinch, which has survived many, many trials and tribulations in its life as a painting. And when it was painted, it survived an explosion. So it's a survivor of a painting type. It's an allegory kind of thing. And basically, he gets his father's a deadbeat, played by Luke Wilson, and he's gone off the picture. And then he's adopted by this well-to-do family who is the parents of his best friend in school, and the mother is Nicole Kidman, and it's a real, a New York upper class, prim and proper family with loads of art and fabulous stuff around it. It's kind of a
very waspy.
Yeah, very waspy. And it's a kind of a dramatic thriller, more drama than thriller, and it flashes forward to his life as an older man, and he's an antique dealer, and he's involved with an unsavory character, and he's got a drug addiction, and it's an interesting film, very interesting film, lots of flashbacks and flash forwards.
It's a Pulitzer-winning novel by Donna Tartt.
Pulitzer even.
Yeah, Pulitzer, yeah.
Pulitzer.
Is that what you call it?
That's what it is called.
Oh, in the west of Ireland, some of us say Pulitzer.
Pulitzer, okay. It's a Pulitzer, people. Get onto your Wikipedia, Pulitzer, put it in there. But yeah,
it was like 30 weeks or something in New York.
Yeah, it's a the novel. I mean, I even heard people I'm not a big reader. I'm more of a movie guy, and I've heard people in cinema when I was watching this film saying, "Oh, the book was slightly different, and I didn't like the book, but it was interesting." And that's how I would kind of sum up this movie. It was interesting, and I liked it, but there was something off about it. Yeah. I think the young man who plays the younger Theo, who's the lead character, Oakes Fegley is his name. Fabulous little actor. Oh my God, I want to say little. He's like 17 now, and he's 8'2" or whatever. But
he's from Stranger Things.
No. That's Wolf.
The younger version
Finn
again.
Wolfhard is this guy's name.
Okay.
So Finn Wolfhard is the kid from Stranger Things, and the two of them have a they have a storyline as the young lads, and then they meet again as older guys played by two different actors. But the younger version of Theo, the lead character, is what a fabulous little actor. He's amazing. He steals the movie as far as I'm concerned. He's brilliant. And you've got fabulous supporting cast like Nicole Kidman, Jeffrey Wright, Sarah Paulson, Luke Wilson. It's amazing cast. The performances are excellent. Honestly, the lead actor as a grown-up is Ansel Elgort, which is a hard name to say. He's the guy from Baby Driver, you might remember. Very handsome guy, charismatic guy, but I think he's miscast here. He wasn't. He let the side down a little bit. I think the younger version of himself played the character much better, and I was much more engaged. And I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of gravitas for me personally. Very handsome guy, charismatic in a kind of a less serious way for some more kind of comic book movies and action movies and that. And Baby Driver, he was brilliant in Baby Driver, but in this, it's a bit more cerebral and a bit more subtle, and the acting has to be a bit more still. Nicole Kidman is phenomenal in this. I'm not a big Nicole Kidman fan.
All right, you got to watch Big Little Lies.
Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of hers. I think she's good, but I don't extol her virtues all the time. But at the beginning of this movie, she plays a character, and she's kind of, stoic and sterile, and you're kind of thinking, oh, she's not a very good actress. And then there's a big time span, and she has changed. And not just the age makeup, but her demeanor. And I literally went, wow, Nicole can act. Wow. Like, my skepticism about her over the years, I'm washing it away after watching this film. She's phenomenal in it.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting film. Lots of flashbacks, flash forwards, lots of existential kind of question marks, and lots of soft focus and flashbacks. It kind of reminds me of the likes of 12 Monkeys with these disjointed flashbacks that make you go, okay, what am I looking at here? But I personally thought it was quite good. I've heard it's got mixed reviews from various people.
Lisa, is there anything you can add to?
I can add a lot to this movie. I can say the exact opposite to everything Dave just said.
All right.
Because I was like, Nicole Kidman, what did she even do in this movie? She was just like, oh, I'm old. Oh, yes, I really loved you. Oh, very Katharine Hepburn. It was ridiculous. Like, it's a very disjointed film. Really didn't like it.
It is disjointed.
Really long, really ridiculous. I didn't even like the painting. I know that makes no difference, but it's a special painting and it survived and all that stuff, and there's a lot more to it, blah, blah, blah.
Were you in bad form going to the cinema,
No,
Lisa?
I wasn't in bad form going to the cinema. It's just, it was lacking so much. Like, it was just flash forward, flash back. Yeah, okay, fine, what's going to happen next? And, characters like Sarah Paulson kind of brought a little bit of, like, something else to the film. I thought they were interesting.
She's a very underrated actress. She's brilliant.
She's very underrated. She's really good. Great tan in this movie. What's his name? Luke Wilson. I know I'm looking over this way, so I'm looking at the names.
Luke Wilson was
a meanie. He was horrible, but he's good.
Yeah, surprisingly good, actually.
What about Oakley?
Oaks Fegley, you mean?
Yeah, that guy as well.
The young version of Theo.
The young version of Ansel Elgort.
Yes.
Is great. He's a good kid. No, I won't disagree with that bit. He's really, really good. And I do agree all about the Ansel Elgort thing. But it's just the Nicole Kidman, phenomenal. No, forget it.
Yeah.
Did you see her in Big Little Lies, though?
I don't watch Big Little Lies, no.
Well, I will now.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
This is where we're going to disagree. I thought she was excellent because there was a
what did
character.
she do?
At the beginning, she was really stoic and
Yeah, but she was
poised.
like,
but then at the end, she became warmer, and I thought her arc as a character, very ancillary outside character, supporting cast. But she was really good, and the way she warmed at the end, and the way he pulled the wool over her eyes, and she fell for it, I thought it was brilliant.
No.
That's just me.
Forget it.
Okay, let's just rate this movie then and move on to the next one. Dave, out of 5 for the Goldfinch?
Because I thought it was well made, great cast, great acting mostly, but it's a bit disjointed, and it could have been really, really well done. There's a few dodgy Russian accents in it that made me kind of go, ugh. So I'm going to go with 3 stars for me.
Okay, Lisa?
2.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Really sorry. Apologies.
Is that Nicole Kidman's fault, is it?
Like, kind of. Well, it looked good. On the surface, it looked good, but I don't think there was anything behind it. There wasn't too much, which is maybe like the Goldfinch itself. Oh.
Maybe we should have just let you go to the kitchen after all.
No, I don't want to see it.
That is not a sexist comment. That's Kitchen the movie. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Maybe
Kitchen
next
the
week.
movie.
Maybe next week.
Okay, there you go. There's the review of The Goldfinch out in cinemas at the moment. Next up, we are looking at the horror movie, Ready or Not. Lisa saw it during the week. She doesn't like horror movies, so this should be a very interesting review. Stay with us.
Whenever the Ludomases are presented with a new addition to the family, we place a blank playing card into the box. Our initiate then has the privilege of drawing the card, and Mr. LaBelle will tell us which game to play.
I got chess.
I got Old Maid. Seriously, what the fetch?
So I just take out the card?
My dear, it is your turn.
What does it say, girl?
Oh, it says hide and seek. Are we really gonna play that? Everything okay?
There you go. That's a clip taken from the movie Ready or Not, starring Samara Weaving, not Samantha Weaving, as some people think. She's the niece of Hugo Weaving, not the daughter either, as many other people think. But it's a great slasher horror movie that a lot of people have been excited about since the trailer was released a few months ago. And it's weird, Lisa. You got to see the movie.
I sure did.
It's a wedding night
Yeah.
where she kind of hangs out with the in-laws, who are a little bit quirky, eccentric, kooky.
Oh, they're not even quirky and eccentric. They're just plain scary.
Okay.
They have this ritual when someone joins their family where they play a game, and they're famous for being a board game family. Like, that's how they made their money. And she picks the wrong card. She picks hide and seek as the game they'll play. And in hide and seek, the bride has to hide, and if she survives till dawn, the family will die. So they have to kill her.
Okay.
And it's all very nonsense, but it's very entertaining. It's very well done. Just everything about it is very well done. Like the details, the games, the big weapons they have, the characters themselves. They're all very scary. It's not very predictable, even though you're like, yeah, she's going to survive. And she does, thank God.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, sorry.
But is it kind of like a black comedy or something?
It's a black comedy. You laugh during this film.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite funny. When people get killed, you laugh, which is the essence of a black comedy.
I haven't seen it, but I want to think I might go and see that tonight because I haven't seen it. Sounds great.
You know, it's like when a girl walks in, she's about to tell them where the bride is, and it's one of the maids or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, I just saw her in the," and then somebody accidentally like shoots her in the mouth with a dart or whatever you call it,
a crossbow
thing,
yeah.
And it's quite funny. Like,
and does that make it work rather than it being just a straight cold?
It's very
horror
good.
movie?
I thought it was just, you were on your toes kind of for all of it. You're just like,
oh,
what's
you're one
gonna
of those
happen
people
next?
standing in the cinema, are you?
No. No.
Sit down in front.
It's a phrase.
Yeah.
No, you're
sitting on the
waiting
edge
for
of your
next-
seat.
You're at the edge of your seat, correct?
Yeah, there we go.
And Samara Weaving is excellent.
Yeah.
The guy who plays her husband is very good also. Everyone is excellent in this movie. Like, there's not anyone that is
Andy
bad.
McDowell is in it, right?
Andy McDowell is back. You know, she's back. You know, where has she been?
She had some acting lessons apparently.
She did. She was good in this, and she has that accent, and it works for this movie. And the guy that plays the father-in-law, this guy, who I can't actually remember what he's in right now. Does anyone recognize him?
He's one of those actors who you just recognize.
He's the guy who always plays the bad guy.
Yeah.
And he was in Clear and Present Danger. That's Susan. He was the bad guy in that.
You remember Samara actually from Home and Away?
I surely do. She played Indy in Home and Away. Couldn't really stand her brother, but she was all right.
Rag off.
Yeah, mate.
She did like 300 episodes of Home and Away.
Wow.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well.
That's impressive.
Well,
What's
Home and Away
impressive
has
as well
bred
is
a lot of serious actors in its day. I mean,
Hemsworth.
you don't see, no offense to Fair City or anybody else, but there's no major kind of throughput from there. Whereas
Home and Away
and Neighbours really pump out some serious talent.
I know. Pressure's on Fair City now.
Fair City need to up their game. In fairness. No offense, Fair City.
And Rossnaroo.
Yeah, and
But we love Rossnaroo.
Yeah, we love Rossnaroo. Yeah.
This is interesting though as well because it's getting a lot of positive reviews and it's a directorial debut as well from the two men behind the lens as such.
Yeah, and when I saw that there was 2 directors at the start of the movie, I was like, oh, this
Yeah,
could go either
that always
way.
makes me go when I see 2
I don't want
directors.
to see that because
Yeah.
you're just like, oh no, did someone come in at the end and did they change it all and is it going to be a mishmash? And then it wasn't. It was actually just, it was on point. The cinematography, the production design, all of that. It was set design. It was fantastic. I thought it was really, really good. Costume, especially costumes, because her own costume that she fixes. She has a bridal gown on, and then she gets covered in blood by the end, and it's actually hilarious, especially when people blow up. Anyway,
Am I right in thinking that so far of series 4,
Yeah.
that this is your favorite movie so far?
I actually think it probably is.
Okay,
But I'm
because you
still-
don't
I'm
really
still
like
not-
horrors.
I don't like
So
horrors.
I thought you were just going to completely.
No, I wasn't.
But it's not a
gonna say
complete horror,
It's
it's
not
a-
a complete
it's a
horror.
spoof,
It's not
right?
like it's a spoof. It's more like Clue. Do you remember Clue?
Oh, I love Clue.
Yeah, it's more like that with
Yeah.
a bit of gore.
I remember Clueless.
No, you know Clue is
Clue.
based on the
Clue,
board
as
game
in
Cluedo.
Colonel Mustard,
Okay,
You know,
etc.
Colonel Mustard. It was in the cellar. It's
Yeah.
like that except with more gore.
Okay.
Yeah, sold.
Yeah, it was good.
That's my night sorted
I'm
for
still
tonight
not going
now.
to give it a good mark though.
Oh.
I know.
Ooh.
It's a great little movie, but I wouldn't put it up there with that's the greatest movie ever.
So what's your rating?
Wait, no, before she gives the rating,
I
and
wanna
she
know,
called it
'cause
a little
I have
movie.
to plan my night here.
Can I say that this is, and it's not even out a week, it's only out a
Yeah.
few days, has already taken in $42 million worldwide.
yeah.
Well,
in the box
excuse
office.
me,
Well,
I take it back.
That's
not a little
before the
movie.
weekend actual.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
I
Cash
think,
still is
even
done up.
I'm just glancing at the poster over Lisa's shoulder there, and it looks. I'm like, yeah, I'd go and see that just based on the poster. Whether I give it a good mark or not, I don't know yet. I might give you
Okay.
a top up mark because I think I want to see this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just
Lisa,
didn't get a chance this
out
week.
of 5?
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
That's very good coming from Lisa.
Thank you.
From Lisa, yeah, the skeptic or the skeptic in the middle here, yeah.
Skeptic in the horror genre, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to keep with really horror. This next one is actually based on true events that took place in India 11 years ago. Hotel Mumbai.
Stop it, Miss Kashani. Miss Kashani, please stop.
Open it.
Please come and sit there, please.
I have to be with my family. Open the door.
I know it's hard, but police are very near now.
No one's coming. We've been here 6 hours. 6 hours for what? No one's coming for us. My baby's out there. Please open the door. She's right. Open the door.
I want to go. Me too. Please, we cannot evacuate everyone without being detected.
It's not everyone. No.
6 people.
That's all. We're going. Open the door.
Sir, if they hear us going, we will all die.
There you go. That's a clip taken from the movie Hotel Mumbai, which is out in cinemas at the moment. And also, if you have Sky Cinema, you can also watch it from the comfort of your home, even though, to be honest with you, anything sounds and looks way better on the big screen. It's based on true events that took place in Mumbai 11 years ago. And I have to start off by saying, I sadly didn't really recall, to my own horror, this event that took place. On the scale
That it took place.
where hundreds of people were assassinated, and there were bombings.
Yeah,
and,
for example,
throughout
if
the
we
city.
mention 9/11, we all know where we were. It was like a seismic event.
And London.
Yeah, similar to you now. I have a vague memory of this, and all I can remember is Sky News, people talking to camera frantically, and a big hotel in the background with smoke coming up.
Yeah.
So we didn't really know. There was no
The extent
feeling
of
of
it.
understanding and it wasn't covered in the same way that, for example, 9/11 was. But
Yeah.
this film has really opened my eyes to and as you said, going from the horror genre in our previous review to this, it is horrifying. This movie.
Disturbing.
It's disturbing. It makes your heart race.
Yeah.
For anybody who isn't aware of the events, it's basically 11 years ago, approximately. These
Terrorist attack.
this terrorist attack.
Mumbai.
These guys just literally grenades and AK-47s went on a rampage in Mumbai. Took a lot of people hostage in this fabulous hotel, various hotels, but this movie focuses on one hotel because it's a big landmark, and it's a true story. And they actually use the actors had access to video footage of CCTV footage, transcripts of the terrorists' phone calls. So the terrorists had a handler They had earpiece and phones, and their handler, the person who brainwashed them basically, is on the phone saying, do this, and these people are infidels, and they have no humanity, and shoot them and treat them like dogs, and yada, yada, yada. And they actually had transcripts of those phone calls because obviously the government can, dig out all this information. So the actors had this information. So this is as true to life as you could possibly do. I'm sure they took certain licenses, but even looking at some of the behind-the-scenes information, the actors had a lot of reverence for the whole this whole humanity of this responsibility of telling this story about people, and there's people who survived, who were depicted in this movie, and they, the actors got a lot of information. So, and it was scary. I have to say, it was frightening.
Yeah, it really was.
You didn't really get much of a chance to breathe during this movie.
No, you were literally not in an entertaining way, but you were at the edge of your seat because you were just like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? And are they going to get caught? Are they going to get found? Are they going to get through? Are they going to survive? Who's going to survive? And it's just living on the edge watching this movie.
And it's not, I know it is true events, it's not predictable either, because there's things that happen to characters that...
Oh, yeah. And I'm not going to do any spoilers because, we know it's a pretty serious subject matter, but it is a good movie.
Yeah, very good.
I'm going to go in there and go, it's a good movie, and... I'm not going to do any spoilers because it's well worth a watch. I suggest you get into the cinema and have a look at this film because it's really good. And there are things that will make you go, oh, shock. I wasn't expecting that to happen. But you got to realize this did not come from the pen of a Hollywood schlock story maker, which sometimes they make good stuff. But the point is that this is real. This actually happened. And the storyline of each character is exactly what happened to them in real life. I'm sure there was a few embellishments here and there for cinematic effect, but the reality is this happened. And there are people walking around today who, in India and around the world, who can tell you, I was there, this happened, that happened. They had a big reopening ceremony of the hotel, I think in 2010 or 11, where all these people were invited back, and obviously a big security, I'd imagine. And that must have been frightening for them. But I've seen some footage of this where they had a big reopening of the hotel, and this is real.
Yeah, because they cut a lot of actual footage from the event itself as well.
Yeah.
Over what was really, let's say, a long 24 hours.
You're watching it in widescreen, in the cinema, and then it cuts to, TV frame, and it's actual footage, news footage of people running around the streets and ambulances and blood and guts, and then it cuts back to the movie, which was, as I said, as realistic as they could possibly make it.
Let's talk about the performances.
But Dev Patel is, as always, fantastic. I love him.
Phenomenal.
He's so good.
Phenomenal. I mean, I read the story that when he had just finished Slumdog Millionaire, and he was filming on one of the platforms, the big dance thing at the end of Slumdog, he filmed there, and then a month after he filmed there or something, that's when the terrorist attacks happened on the same platform. And he saw this and said, I was there a month ago. This is 10 years ago, roughly. And he said, oh, God, as soon as he heard about a script going around for this, and there's been a few different movies about this story, but this is the big one. He knew he wanted to be involved. And, he was phenomenal in it. Jason Isaacs, who a lot of people go, who's he? He played...
The bad guy from everything.
He played Malfoy's father in Harry Potter. He was in Star Trek, the new Star Trek.
Was he in Master and Commander?
He always reminds me of Liam Cunningham. I thought, Liam Cunningham's in this.
He does remind me of
He's excellent in this, and he plays a Russian, not very wholesome guy, but he's an innocent man in this, and he just gets caught up in it. And Armie Hammer, who is extremely underrated. He's just been unlucky in a couple of the movies that he was in. He was very good in, like Lone Ranger or whatever, just didn't do as well as they should have with the budgets, but he's excellent in this.
I think if we're talking movie terms, I know it's based on a real person, but I think they did a bit of plant and payoff with his character.
A little bit,
because I found him a little bit obnoxious, but that's like an actor playing a person.
Yeah,
so
but I mean the performances across the board are phenomenal, and it's visceral. It reaches into your chest and kind of squeezes your heart, and you're like, and then there's moments. I remember I was watching, going, okay, intention, and then you kind of think about it. There's a little moment, and you kind of go, This actually happened.
And what would I do if I was in that situation? If I had a chance to run out the door, would one run out the door? Or if you had someone in there who was a loved one, would you try and find them?
There's a really good scene where, you guys saw it, where the staff, the kitchen staff have this ethos in this fabulous hotel. The guest is God, and we will take care of them to the nth degree, which is why it's such a fabulous hotel.
The head chef gives them the option of leaving.
Yeah, he said now is the time.
There's no dishonor in leaving.
Yeah.
And this Indian actor, this is his 501st movie role.
Oh my God.
501 movies he has done.
Yeah. Oh, he's a fabulous actor.
He's a workaholic.
Oh, he's a pure work. And you can
And Umpam Kerr.
and he
I'm
Very good.
mispronouncing that.
Well, at least
Don't
you
worry,
made
we won't
an
ask him to
attempt.
pronounce it.
I just said the man
Don't-
playing a man.
but
Man playing the chef.
he's a fabulous actor. And I mean,
Yeah.
there's such a great talent in this film. And it's just excellent.
Yeah.
And it's a must see. As far as I'm concerned, it's a must see film.
And it comes from director Anthony Maras, another directorial debut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
This is what he's already able to do as a first off film, where you learn so much from the mistakes you make with your first feature.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we should keep an eye on this
he's on
director as
point.
well.
This guy he's got lots of potential. This guy,
Yeah.
no question.
But also, the one thing I just want to add is in this week where they're talking about history not being on the junior cert curriculum and things like that, and I think it's important for kids to see movies like this. I know if they're like 15 or whatever, yeah, that's important to see them because they're getting rid of history and they did that in other countries and that's why history repeats itself. So it's important for people to
good call.
realize what's happening in the world or outside of
And what has happened in the world.
what
and
has
why.
happened in the world and
Root cause
and why.
analysis. Why do these things happen? How do we prevent them from happening again?
Yeah.
We need to know that
And
they
just
happen.
education is the most important thing in regards to.
I mean, I
these
guarantee
people.
you in the future, the kids or older people, not to be ragging on kids, but like people will watch this film, and unless they remember, it'll say based on true events, and they go, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But it actually happened.
Yeah.
You know, so good call, Lisa. Yeah.
Definitely a movie worth watching.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Out of 5, Lisa?
4.
Ooh.
Solid 4.
Excellent. Dave?
yeah, I'm gonna say solid 4.5. I'm gonna give the extra half because they went to such lengths to research the transcripts, that the terrorist phone calls, the detail interviewing people, looking at footage. The detail in this film is phenomenal. The performance
feel
is
you're
phenomenal.
there.
You feel like you're there. There's panic. Your heart is panicking, and it's shocking. It's really well made. It's not a Hollywoodified version. It's very visceral and real. It's very well made, and the performances are excellent. And it's 4.5 for me.
Excellent. Well, there you go. Our highest rated movie so far of Series 4, just like in the movies. Hotel Mumbai, out in cinemas at the moment. Do go and check it out at the iCinema, especially if you are based in Galway. And speaking of iCinema, here's a message from our amazing, super duper, we love them, partners. Welcome back, and thank you to iCinema for supporting us with Series 4 of Just Like in the Movies. And you might hear a little bit of noise every so often as we're recording the show. That's because it's just busy here this morning. A lot of movies out this weekend, and we're really talking about the 3 main ones that you should go and check out this weekend, especially Hotel Mumbai. But a lot of activity taking place across the waters in LA because our own man, Leo, is trying to double the business for the Irish audiovisual sector to get it's what €1 billion the Irish audiovisual sector is worth to Ireland. He's trying to double that and double the workforce in the next 5 years, and he's been talking to Amazon, Hulu, Skydance, and Amazon. And Amazon are actually, I think they paid a third for one of these movies. You just talk away there to yourselves for a second.
I'd say it was probably the Goldfinch.
It was the Goldfinch.
It was
because
the Goldfinch.
that I missed the.
It was the Goldfinch. Yeah.
The opening credits.
Yeah, it was Amazon. Amazon
So
heavily
you-
funded Goldfinch. Like the Goldfinch will end up.
So
on
Amazon did Goldfinch. You had Sky Cinema involved in Hotel
Sky
Mumbai.
Cinema, and you had about 15 other people involved, or other production companies involved in Hotel Mumbai. But I thought when I saw that at the start of it, that it was going to be awful. When I thought so many co-productions, this is going to be terrible. And it was the best one.
And then one of the big movies coming out very soon, 8th of November, in cinemas, The Irishman.
Oh, I can't wait
supported
for
by
that.
Netflix.
Yeah.
So this is the way the game has changed, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a different animal now. I mean the money that we're all spending 10, 12 quid a month on our subscriptions, and now we've got I mean, I remember when Netflix Ride was like £7 a month, and now it's £8 a month now, and I got an email the other day, it's like £12 a month now. And I'm starting to go, because I don't use it as much as I should, but there's a lot of quality there. It's my own fault. It's just...
Well, you're a busy man, Dave.
Well, I'm a busy man, yeah. But it's all, in terms of my habits that I've formed over my movie watching career since I was a kid, I don't have the habit of going to streaming. It's a new thing. I mean, if you're a 15 or 20-year-old kid now, streaming is where you go. I have Sky Movies and I have my DVD collection and I go to the cinema. That's why I love the cinema, because I go to the cinema, I like to sit in a room with the big sound and everything. But, the future is streaming, and that's where people want to go, and that's where the money is going or moving. And but the quality that's there is really starting to ramp up with all this major money going in. And, like, the talent in The Irishman that's coming, it's... Like, I have consciously... Every time an article comes up, I'll just scroll past it. I don't want to know. I don't want to. I want to sit down and watch this movie when it comes out.
Yeah. I only watch the trailer, but I watch it without
I'm not
sound.
going to watch it on Netflix. Sorry, Netflix. I'm going to watch it in the movies because I don't want to see Robert De Niro on an iPad or on my TV. I mean, I don't mind watching Robert De Niro and the boys on my TV, but I want to see the new. When I watch a new movie, a fresh, out of the box, like a puppy, it's like, okay, I'm in the movies, big Tino, phone is off. Popcorn here, and I got a drink, and I'm ready, and I'm happy, and I'm in this.
Is The Irishman one of the movies that you're most excited about in your adult years?
It's one of them, yeah. I mean, it's just, it's my only concern as a movie critic is that my skepticism is saying it's either going to go one way or the other. It's not going to be, it's going to be brilliant, or it's going to be terrible. That's what my instinct is telling me. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be, it's going to be, we're going to be raving about it, or we're going to slate it.
You got De Niro, Pacino, Pesci, who was retired. Harvey Keitel is in it as well, I discovered from the recent trailer.
Like, literally, stop. It's literally like chocolate and then wafer and chocolate and more chocolate with a burger on top. And I'm like, give me a chocolate milkshake too.
But they should do a premiere in Ireland. It is called The Irishman after all. They're doing a premiere in London.
They should do a premiere in Galway, for God's sake.
They should, do it here.
It's got nothing to do with Irish.
Well, look, if Leo does his job right, the next one will be in Ireland.
Maybe the next one.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I'm completely, I'm like, la, don't tell me I don't want to see any trailers. I've seen some stills. I haven't seen one frame of action. I don't want to. I want to hold it all in and have at it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, and what do we make of... sorry,
I was yawning. It's early.
What do we make of Leo's trip to LA? Is it important?
I mean, I think it's important.
It's a junket,
Well, here's the thing.
It's better than talking about Brexit anyway.
But there's skeptics out there who go, he's just gone over to rub shoulders and get his picture taken. But
that's how
his business.
Deals get made.
But it's the movie business. This is a business. People go on a Friday night or a Saturday night, whatever. They go to the iCinema, for example. They paid for their ticket. They buy their popcorn and they have a night out, and it's a product. And you make a movie. Everybody gets paid. Your DOP, your actors, directors, producers, etc. Everybody has to get their paycheck.
Yeah.
It's a business. We pay tax. We have you want to invest in the movies. There's section 481, thank you, and so on and so forth. It's a business, and our government needs to get involved. It's not like our government go, the film business has nothing to do with us. It is to do with us.
Well, they invest.
Yeah.
Like Section 481 is all about investing.
Well, the film boards have a budget that comes from our taxes, and they have to spend it. And the fact that our Taoiseach, not the Minister for Arts,
this is
the
it,
fact that our Taoiseach, the big man, and whether you like Leo or not, whether you vote Fine Gael or Fianna Fáil or whatever your political persuasion is, it's good to see, as a film lover, and I've worked in the Irish film industry, and I have lots of friends in the Irish film industry, and I want them to be supported because I want them to be there, and I want to be talking about Hollywood movies and Bollywood movies and horror movies, and I want Irish movies in there, and I want it to happen. And when I'm an old man, I want them to still be there working and not, we just had a bit of 481 and we've a few quid and we should make it on a movie. I want it to be a thriving industry. We punch way above our weight in the world. For a country of 4 or 5 million people, we really know what we're doing. I wish our rugby players could up their game. But anyway, we won't go there. But my point is that we really punch above our weight, and it's great to see that our Taoiseach is supporting it. So hats off to Leo. Fair play to him.
Thanks, Leo.
Yeah.
Good man, Leo.
Well, got me excited anyways. I want to go and make a movie now.
We've been talking about it long enough,
Yeah,
Garry.
I know. Do it someday. We have the gear anyways. Just need to pull the story together.
We will. There you go. It's on
and then
camera.
give it 5 out of 5. That's 5
5
out of 5.
I'm already giving your movie 5 out of 5.
Thank you.
As long as I'm in it.
Yeah, I want to be in it as well, though.
Can I be in
Well,
it?
no, okay. It's going down to 3 stars. There's only one trained actor in this room, and it's not these two, I can tell you.
Excuse me, I starred in
Garry
Ross Roon.
started
You starred in Rust and Room.
I starred in Rust and Room.
I was an extra on a
I was the
day.
English-speaking doctor. I was the city-based doctor.
Oh, yeah, that's
because I
right.
couldn't remember my Irish.
Yeah, but the thing
so
is,
they just said, look,
our
you're just
talents,
the city doctor.
Our talents are better behind the screen, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We have the movie brains to be behind the screen. We'll get some props with pulses in front of the screen. It'll be grand.
Thanks for listening or watching episode 3 of Just Like in the Movies. We'll be back again slightly earlier next week because there's lots of really cool movies coming out that we want to be talking to you about. Thank you, Dave Coyne.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Lisa Tracy.
No problem, Gary.
Oh, you're the best. And thanks a million as well to iCinema. And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Spotify or subscribe as well on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Please do spread the word. We're doing phenomenally well at the moment. We had over 5,000 streams of the podcast during the week for just one episode, which I know there's others out there that could have a 250,000, but it's a small country.
Yeah.
It's a small
We love you.
town.
And get in touch with us.
So yeah, and do get in touch. And we're looking to review some short films as well in the coming episodes. So if there's anything you want to submit to us, please do. But that's it. Anyways, I'm beginning to waffle and I need to go home and make the dinner. So we'll talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.